West's latest Twitter rant, he is asking the public, have we seen Beyonce's younger children, saying that the children are, you can read it, I'm gonna skip it, but let's go through it. It says, wait, has anyone ever seen Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids? No, like literally.
You know what I be saying? It's real shit. People just write it off and act like they crazy.
Kanye West had another meltdown yesterday on Twitter.
It's every day, all day, by the way.
This one's pretty bad. He listed a bunch of people who betrayed him, and some of these people are obvious that are on the list.
Let's hear the list. It's hefty.
Yes. The list is Virgil,
Great.
John Legend, Kim, Travis, Cardi, Big Sean, Jay-Z, Dirk, Common, Cudi, Pusha, Amber, the Kardashians, Adidas, his own kids, his own family, and the black community, and of course, the Jews.
Oh, honey, you lost the black community a long time ago. The black community don't support anything like this. Well, he also tweeted something else talking about how he believes that the Kardashians are sex trafficking his children. He believes that Kris Jenner is behind the sex trafficking ring.
Look at, he needs
help.
Is Kanye West mentally ill? Absolutely. Does that mean that he doesn't have to be held accountable for his actions? Absolutely not. Kanye is doing right now in real time that is going to impact him for the rest of his life. And I mean, he's been doing it, but there is some shit that you cannot come back from. Does that mean that y'all get to pick and choose when y'all think he's unwell when it benefits him? No. The conspiracy theorists love, oh, he telling the truth sometimes, but sometimes he's off his rocker. No. If you really believe that someone needs mental health, that's the route you take. You don't make excuses for them some of the time when it's convenient for you, and then not so much on others.
You know, my thing is, when I'm going into these fights with shit I'm really dealing with, it'd be good if niggas like actually help me, because what I'm saying is right. But instead, the Jews come in and punk these niggas into going against me, and they forget about everything that I did for them. Every nigga I just named, I bled for these niggas. I did something. I put them on and shit. I took them with me on tour. I had them open up this thing. It's like, niggas don't have to be making statements against me in public. And everybody know what I'm saying is right. And I'm the only one who will fucking say this shit. It's like, I never, like, I'm the type of, like, my mom was a teacher. I'm a nigga, like, Donda is like a school. I want niggas to be good. I want niggas to get put on all this type of shit. But then it'd be the betrayal, it'd be all the sneaky shit that niggas do. But that's what it is in this celebrity game. It's like, it's really kill or be killed. Everyone wants to act like they're your friend, and they want to try to come and kill the king, and then like the king's supposed to give everybody a hug afterwards. Like, look at all this shit, nigga. I am in pain, bro. I'm hurt by all this betrayal, and that's what it is. It's like, fuck all these niggas. None of these niggas help me out with shit I'm dealing with my kids. They let the Kardashians walk around, just run over a black man's head like, I'm gonna take these black kids. Don't listen to him, he got a red hat. The red hat, nigga put me in the hospital. All that shit, that niggas like Trump.
Kanye West is a washed up artist. He's washed. He's donezo, finito. He knows that he has wasted all his opportunities. He's ruined almost every professional relationship he's ever had. And he is just screaming and begging for attention. I know people like to bring up his mental health, but after a while, you are responsible for your own mental health. I do not have compassion for him. He has millions upon millions of dollars where he could get the best of the best help, and he chooses not to. Instead, he chooses to go on these rants that nobody really cares about because he's washed. He's bored, and he has wasted all of his creative talents. There's nothing interesting there anymore. And it's honestly best if we continue doing what we've been doing for the past year or so and ignoring him.
How do you feel about being called crazy? Where do you believe that narrative came from?
From me doing crazy shit.
Hey yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. As you already know, Kanye West, aka Ye, has gone off the rails once again this week, and most of us were absolutely appalled and besides ourselves when he jumped on social media and disrespected Jay-Z and Beyonce's younger kids. Now, after Ye said what he said, a large population of people on social media, including me, were like, that's it, I just can't with this dude. This ninja right here is absolutely bananas and I can't rock with him. Because once you stoop so low as an adult as to go for the kids, I don't care how good you produce or how good you rap, it's a rap.
So can we officially cancel Kanye West now? I mean, there's a lot of things that you guys keep letting go. So we let all the garbage with the ex and his children. Okay, so we call that bipolar. Okay, fine. And then we let all the anti-Semitism and we still want to go with him. Okay, because he's bipolar. I don't know. I've seen bipolar out here in these here streets, and this behavior, okay, I don't know how bipolar makes you a racist or an anti-Semite, but that's a whole nother thing. Okay, but now we're going after people's children? Can we officially cancel him, please? Can we just say he doesn't exist anymore? When is that happening? Can we do that? Let's go there. Out. Bye. To the left.
Well, after I made my initial video about Ye and what he said about Jay and Bay's kids, I had a little time to sit down and really reflect about Kanye. And even though I absolutely believe that Kanye is a complete a-hole and the man gets on my nerves, I also can't ignore the fact that in between him dissing Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids, him dissing Playboy Cardi, and him getting on Kim Kardashian, he also said, "I'm in pain and I need some help." So today, instead of jumping on here and just stating the obvious, which is Kanye's a narcissistic, self-absorbed celebrity who really needs some psychotherapy, I really want to stop and see if we can offer Ye a little bit of help that will help him defeat at least one of his demons. Because, in addition to making the very unacceptable, reprehensible, insulting post about Jay and Bay's kids, Ye also made some other posts which really offer us some insight into one of the very real issues that he's struggling with. Ye wrote, "I thought about unaliving myself at least once a month ever since my mama was unalived in her surgery. I always blame myself. This past 5 weeks have been the first time I haven't wanted to unalive myself since my mama died." Alright, so just based on that tweet, you don't have to be a psychologist to know that one of the things that's really weighing on Kanye's mind is the Donda conundrum. And I know, somebody's gonna come in the comment section like, "Yo, Source, what's the Donda conundrum?" Okay, let me explain it to you. In order to understand what the Donda conundrum is, you need to understand what a conundrum is. A conundrum is a very confusing or difficult problem or question. So, in other words, every day when Kanye wakes up, he's questioning, if I wouldn't have got famous, would my mother still be alive? And he's also questioning God because he's asking himself, why would you bless me with a gift that would open doors that would eventually cause my mother to die? That's the Donda conundrum. Because what Kanye's over there thinking is this: if I would have stayed in Chicago and never got rich and never moved to LA, my mother would have never got the plastic surgery and my mother would still be here today. So, by default, I unalived my mother. And Kanye West wakes up every day asking himself that question, and he's just hearing in his head, Donda, 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 Donda. Now, how do we know that that's one of the loops that's constantly on replay in Kanye's head? Because he gave us a glimpse into his thinking on the Donda album.
Donda chant may seem funny and confusing at first, but this is a very touching tribute to Kanye West's late mom, Donda West. In this song you hear Selena Johnson repeat Kanye West's mother's name over and over again to different rhythms and styles and different types of cadences. The reason why this phrase is repeated over and over again is to sort of be kind of like meditative or relaxing. Chant is also a representation when the central things that's keeping Kanye alive and afloat is living his best life for his mother. Also, potentially, this song is all about Donda's last heartbeats before she tragically passed away. You can see this by the way the song is written and performed. It kind of mimics a heartbeat.
Losing a mom is a very difficult thing for anyone. For Kanye, this unbearable loss tore him apart. Especially because he blamed himself for the tragedy. Why did Kanye think that he was to blame for the unexpected demise of his beloved mother? West's mom, Donda, took her last breath on the operating table during plastic surgery. Kanye was sure that this would not have happened if Donda had not been forced to move because of him. He said, "When I moved to LA, she moved to LA. And she wound up in a place that would eat her alive."
Dr. Donda West passed away unexpectedly on November 10, 2007 at age 58 as a result of complications from multiple cosmetic procedures. The autopsy report states that multiple post-operative factors could have played a role, but it also says that there is no evidence of surgical or anesthetic misadventure or any other surgical procedure problem. The deputy medical examiner, Luis Pena, also wrote in the report that the manner of death could not be determined.
How did Kanye West's mother die after having plastic surgery? Here is the shocking story. In 2007, Donda West underwent a breast reduction, liposuction, and a tummy tuck by a famous TV surgeon. She was discharged home after the 5.5-hour surgery with family planning to take care of her. But the night after surgery, she collapsed and was taken to the hospital unresponsive. Shortly after arriving, she was pronounced dead. An autopsy revealed it wasn't an error in surgery that killed her, but possibly a heart attack.
Now, even though I'm no psychologist, I can tell you that the belief that your fame and fortune was the catalyst for your mother's passing will also create a situation where you have a love-hate relationship with that fame and fortune. On one hand, it's your greatest dream, but on the other hand, it's your worst nightmare. And I don't know this for a fact, but I think that it's safe to assume that this love-hate relationship that Ye has with fame and fortune is also one of the factors that contributes to his love-hate relationship with Jay-Z. See, Ye has always looked up to Jay, and he's always tried to follow Jay's blueprint. For example, when Jay started calling himself Hove, Ye started calling himself Yeezus. When Jay married what some would consider to be the baddest bee in the game, Bae, Ye quickly went out and tried to find the second baddest bee in the game, which he thought was Kim Kardashian. However, he quickly found out it's not the same. And when Jay-Z dropped the 444 album in 2017, which was a deeply personal album about family, legacy, black excellence, and mistakes, Kanye followed up 4 years later with a deeply personal album, which was about family, legacy, faith, and mistakes. See, Ye looks up to Jay, but he also hates Jay, because 1, Jay helped to open that door that he believes led to the demise of his mother, and 2, Ye may also resent the fact that Jay's been able to get the billions and have the marriage and the kids and the fame without suffering the same tragic loss and painful divorce that he's incurred. And he may be asking himself, how come that ninja Jay-Z gets to get to the top of the mountain without having to lose anything, but I had to lose it all in order to get to the same place? Now, of course, that's not even a realistic question because none of us really know what Jay-Z had to lose or give up in order to get to the place where he's at. And before I move on, let me also say this. I believe that the same love-hate relationship that Ye has with fame and fortune and also has with Jay is the same love-hate relationship that Ye has with God, which is why he's in a constant state of limbo, and 1 minute he's building a church and then the next minute he's putting out XXX videos and smiling with fangs in his mouth while his wife struts down the red carpet stark bucket naked.
You know, I have my issues with Jesus. There's a lot of stuff I went through that I prayed and I didn't see Jesus show up. So I had to put my experience in this world, my experience with my children, my experience with other people, my experience with my account, my experience with my brand, and my experience with the level of music that I was dealing with in my own hands.
So, with that being said, I believe that Kanye West is living in a constant state of purgatory and the enemy is able to creep in because Kanye lives in a continuous cycle of guilt based on the Donda conundrum.
And she told me, she said, you know, thank you for the times where, you know, we came to performances and this is like really meant a lot to me. You know, she would.
Wanna take a minute? We'll take a minute. Let's take a minute. Okay. Secret? Some time? Yeah, let's get it. No problem.
Alright, so like I said earlier, the goal of this video is to help Kanye. So, what I'm gonna do is answer the question that plagues Kanye every day for him. The answer to the question is this. Ye, your mother's death is not your fault and you don't have to blame yourself because nothing that you did unalived your mother. And I know, somebody's gonna come in the comment section like, nah, Sauce, because if Kanye wouldn't have got rich and he wouldn't have had money, then Donda wouldn't have went and got the surgery and Donda would still be alive. Really? How do you know that? If Donda had stayed in Chicago and Kanye never got rich and he took a different path, anything could have happened. Donda could have been chilling in the house and the house could have caught on fire. Donda could have been walking down the street and got hit by some stray bullets. Donda could have been driving her car and somebody ran a red light and hit Donda. You don't know what would have happened in some alternative universe because the Bible says that God and God alone is the author and finisher of our fates. Hold on, let me break this down a little bit. In all reality, the Donda question is a false puzzle that the enemy's using as a tool to cuff Kanye's mind up because it assumes that if Kanye goes left instead of going right, Donda's gonna be alright, and that's not the case. Alright, so really quick, let me say this. For all my people who listen and watch the show who aren't Christian, bear with me for a second because I'm finna get real Christian. And I know, somebody just heard that and they're like, oh geez, how Christian are you gonna get, Sauce? Today, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think that I'm gonna get about this Christian. Oh my goodness, my man was in the groove, and he didn't have any time for that deacon who was walking over there tapping him on his shoulder trying to interrupt him. Alright, so Psalms 139:16 tells us that God knows our days before we even live them. It says, your eyes saw my unformed body. All of the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Job 14:5 continues on to tell us that our days are numbered by God. When it says, a person's days are determined, you've decreed the number of his months and have set limits he cannot exceed. Then Hebrews 9:27 goes on to let us know that death is appointed when it says it's appointed for man to die once, and after that comes judgment. And then last, and this is very important, Ecclesiastes 3:1 and 2 affirms that there's a time for everything, including death. When it says there's a time for everything, a time to be born and a time to die, which means that every moment of life, even death, falls within God's perfect timing. Additionally, Ye needs to understand that his mother was a grown woman, and at the end of the day, she made the final decision to have the operation, knowing full well the potential dangers that the medical procedure could have. So once again, Ye is not responsible for his mother's death, and it's not his fault. Now, because this is social media and we all know how social media works, I know darn well that somebody's gonna jump in the comment section like, nah, Sauce, Kanye sacrificed his mom in order to gain fame. Listen, let me explain something to you. That mode of thinking hinges on a belief that Satan and/or Clive Davis has the ability to override what God has already determined before he even created Lucifer and Kanye. And guess what? He doesn't. So, knock it off. Listen, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is this, and hopefully someone who sees or hears this will pass this message along to Ye, because I really think he needs to hear it. No one knows what would have happened if Ye would have taken a different path. Even if he was a poor aspiring producer still living in Chicago who never made it, it does not guarantee that his mom would have lived not one extra day longer on the face of this earth, because God's plan is God's plan. What we do know beyond a shadow of a doubt is that Donda loved her son, and she lived long enough to see the fruits of her labor blossom into one of the greatest hip-hop artists that the world has ever known. And my guess is that if she had it to do all over again, she wouldn't change a thing, because as a mother, one of your greatest accomplishments in your dreams is to see your kid accomplish their dreams.
To have a dream and to set goals and to have very high standards is extremely important. I think, and I've taught Kanye this from the time he came into the world, there's nothing that you can't achieve if you prepare yourself for it and believe that you can do it. So dreams are really, really important, but equally important is the fact that you can't just dream. You have to prepare yourself to achieve that dream. And you learn what it takes to go wherever you want to go, and you put in the hard work. If it means burning the midnight oil, if it means staying up all night long, if it means taking the bitter with the sweet, if it means, being in college and taking math, which you don't really like, think like I did. He was an English major, but you do that anyway because you have to do everything that it takes to get to where it is you've set your sights to. So I think dreaming is very, very important. You can't just be a dreamer. You've got to be a doer as well.
Right. That's right. Like walk through the valley, right? Would you say that in this journey, just raising Kanye and watching him transition from being in the studio nonstop or where he is now, can you pinpoint any valley experiences that you witnessed or that you had to kind of like let them know to get through, or you can
I've done several things. I did write a book you may know about. It's called Raising Kanye.
Okay.
And in that book, I talk about. There's a chapter in there that talks about the many doors that were shut in Kanye's face. Sometimes people just think, oh, overnight success. Oh, he just made it. Oh, how lucky. No, there's a lot of work involved. And I've seen him at times when he really wanted to go out on that stage and perform, but he didn't get to. When he really wanted that deal, but nobody believed in him. When he really wanted to rap, but people just said, oh, you can only produce. I've seen him times when even one time I remember he came home not having gotten what he really had gone after that particular occasion, and he didn't even know whether he wanted to stay in music or not. And so, now we're all glad that he did. Yeah, there are always valleys. You're not always on the mountaintop, but you just keep fighting to get there.
Listen, ask any mother, and I mean not a deadbeat mother, but a real mother who raises their kids. Ask any mother if God was to come down right now and say, listen, you can live till 120 and your kid will basically just be squeaking by and be unhappy. Or you can live till 60 and your kid will have everything that they need and, for the most part, be happy. Most mothers would be like, yo, knock me out at 60. Now, with that being said, what I need for Ye to do is let go and let God help him release the guilt that he feels when it comes to his mom. Then, I need for Ye to forgive himself because he's not responsible for his mom passing away. I also need for Ye to understand that to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord, and Donda's good. I mean, she's where we're all trying to get. And I firmly believe deep down in my heart that if Donda could come back to earth for just one day, she would find Ye and say, baby, it's not your fault. Please let go of the guilt and live your life and be happy, because part of my godly purpose on this earth was to create you so that you could fulfill your godly purpose. And I know, here comes my other internet troll who's gonna come in the comment section and be like, yo, Source, if God is such a loving God, then why did he take Kanye's mom out? Oh my goodness, God didn't take Kanye's mom out. God simply called Kanye's mom back home. And because God created her in the first place, God can do that. And guess what? That's not a bad thing. Because the God that I serve said this, and hold on, let me remix this for Ye. The God that I serve said, Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And also, never forget that Jesus said, in my Father's house there are many mansions, and if it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you so. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that there where I am, there ye may also be. Let me tell you something. What's crazy is none of us knew that George Foreman was going to pass away yesterday, but guess what? God did. Rest in peace to George Foreman. Listen, let me know what you think about everything that we discussed in today's video, including the Donda conundrum. Do you think that that's something that's really weighing on Kanye, and if he lets that go, he may get a little peace? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.